The brand new Summoner Sigil is going to be dropping on the 27th of January. Just to kind of clear up if anybody's concerned of like, why are you making this video, Rich? This is a part 2, by the way. So at the weekend, last weekend, however you want to kind of put it, I put out a video and a spreadsheet which has now been updated, which you can go and check out. And this just adds a bit more to it because I wanted to create some spend scenarios for your Summoner Sigil tokens. Credits, they're called credits. Get them by the web store because you do get a better return on your stuff. Of course, Kabam want you to take this away from Google Play and Apple iTunes, but of course those two entities will look to take a lot more from a games developer. Regardless if they do as well as Kabam, the smaller developers always get pooped over when it comes to the that particular money separation. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Anyway, I wanted to put together something which I did get to complete, and as I said, you can find a link to it in the description. This is the spreadsheet that it's taken from, and we're going to be referring to tab number 3, which looks over some options. I'm going to put it better into a shot in a second, but I want to talk about things to avoid, okay? So things that you should avoid with the purchases, or things that I personally think might be good to avoid. So there's several. We need to go a little bit in game and a little bit on the web store. So first of all, if we go to the web store, if you pick up your weekly web store crystal, which is the Legends crystal, I actually opened up a bunch of these today, and that was beneficial because I was able to pick up, I actually picked up carbonadium cords, also the reunion crystal as well. That means over the course of the year you might pick up some of the carbonadium cores. Important for a moment, we'll come back to that point in a second. In game, if you open up your Supreme Solo crystal, providing you've got, and also some of the greater Solo crystal, and also in your Alliance, not your Alliance, well, kind of your Alliance store as well. When you pop them open, you get boosts. Boosts are going to be important for a second. And if you go to your Alliance portion and under your spend of Alliance loyalty, you're able to get potions as well, specific to different types. Why is that all important, Rich? Well, it's important for the sake of what to potentially avoid. If you're getting all those things for free, then the question would be, well, why do I need to spend on Carbonadium Mastery Cores because I'm picking them up for free? Stony Mastery Cores because I potentially over the course of 52 weeks get them for free, and Alliance War Champion Potions and Champion Boosts you're picking up for free. So you could largely look to save your credits on those and like repurpose them in different areas. Those different areas are going to be applicable to this spreadsheet, which of course I said that we had to kind of like build. There's lots of context to stuff that meets the eye. So I'm going to get this better into shot so we can go over some of the options. So in the video that I did on Saturday, I said that we could look at 2 potential options for higher progression players. So like, okay, I want 20 revives at level 2. Or a fully formed 6-star Ascension, which, by the way, I don't know if I overly recommend the Primordial Dust spending because it is very expensive. There's going to be something we'll talk about in a minute when it comes to the tier 1 of the Dust and how that Primordial Dust is, say, better to go grab. It's disappointing that we're not seeing it for many other players in different areas like Trader's Outpost or whatever it is, the free places. But yeah, that's something right there. Also, we did talk about in that video doing 700 credits to get 1 Titan Crystal and then getting 20 level 4 revives. That's really important because there's not an easy way nowadays to get level 4 revives without having to kind of like do something like new act, like 9.2, or do, I don't know, monthly event quest. You don't get an easy in to grab it. There's not a good example to go, well, I can just spend 60 units and grab one. No. Kabam have now put it into this particular special store, which look, does have its unitary savings rather than you spending your units elsewhere. And then, of course, there's, well, if you want a Scarlet Witch Sigil at 7-star, that's going to cost you, set you back 400 credits, leaving you with a potential 7-star Nexus. Now, that's the top end, right? I've also set up some scenarios that are benefiting everybody, some people, and lower progressions. So let's go over some things. So we've got 8 options, 3 you've just seen. So this is like an option 4. This is an interesting one. This is more for like lower players. 20 revives at level 2. 300 tier 1 dust, which is equivalent to 6 4-star ascended, or 3 times 5-star ascended. Because there's a difference between doing 50 per time and doing, I think it's like 100 per time. So there's a bit of a contrast with the spend. If we just go to 4, so I just actually double check that, just so I'm not kind of like making it up. Yeah, so that under 4 stars, it costs 50 right there, and I'm pretty certain if we go to 5 stars, it is going to be the same case that it's where's a non-ascended? There's a non-ascended there. Yeah, so 100. So that therefore you can see the split right there with it. If you're a low progression player, and I think this is at progression 4, so I can't remember if it's like proven contender proven, something conqueror. Something like that. Contender, whatever it is. It's either going to be that or you're the 4th progression down, which is very easy to get, by the way. Scarlet Witch Sigil 6-star, 8 level 2 team revives, all that stuff helpful to kind of get you further in your kind of like direction to get higher up progression. So that's nice. That's a nice little kind of like scenario right there. This is an interesting one. This is for people that are endgame players that are looking to do the like Necropolis or something. This is a high amount of revives. You can't, but this is important. You can't do this right off the bat. This takes time. Like once every week, grab a level 2 revive, a level 4 revive, a level 2 team revive, and 1 sigil potion. Like because it's the limit of purchase limit of 1 per week, you'll have to get those 4 things once a week. So when you think about going to like Necropolis or endgame content, if you start now, this will see you on your journey to hoarding for, I don't know, 20 weeks or so, and then you can go in. This is scenarios based on and I should have already explained that. These scenarios are based on the course of the year, and I've explained the process of you would buy 1 revive a week for 20 weeks, and at the end of the year buy the Titan. Like that's for one thing. But there are 52 weeks in a year, 52 resets of items. That's the kind of like general explanation. I might underline that just in case people might take things in the wrong way. And unfortunately nowadays you have to be so careful with this stuff. Anyway, a combination of 7 stars and revives. This, I think, is an interesting proposition for those that may have just got into something like Valiant and are looking to acquire a lot of nice things, like 2 7-star crystals over the course of the year, but every week for 8 weeks, or 6, 8 weeks, respectively, depending on it, you're picking up a revive. Like, for the first weeks of the year, you're like, okay, well, I'll get 1 level 2 revive for 8 weeks, 6, I get 1 level 4 revive over 6 weeks, and that's how you end up getting the volume required. Here's an interesting scenario for those that are lower progression players. 28 level 2 revives, and then we've also got 8 level 2 team revives. And then we've got 8 carbonadium cores, 1 6-star Nexus crystal, 1 6-star crystal. The carbonadium cores will help out get masteries. A lot of people want to, at lower levels, get their masteries sorted out. Fair play. And then there'll be other things as well. The revives may help get through content, which may be quite difficult, or maybe you're hoarding for a length of time for whatever reason, or trying to get something, I don't know, like the Grandmaster smashed out for the very first time, or something else on. So there's options there. There's always options to have. Whether or not you're stimulating and improving your roster, maybe you are, maybe you're not. And then the final one that I've put together is a Scarlet Witch Sigil 7-star crystal with some revives. So you're kind of like, you're a new to Valiant collector, and you're like, I want this Scarlet Witch Sigil at 7-star, because some people might want that. And then you got 7 stars, a nice little kind of extra. And then you got some revives as well if you're doing some kind of like difficult endgame content, like the Crucible, for example. It's not super difficult. It's actually pretty fun, that piece of content. But you know what I mean? Like different types of content that you could look to go and farm. So that's been 8 scenarios that you could consider if you wanted to spend your sigil credits when it comes to the course of the year. I'm putting this together now because it's like, you need to think about it beforehand. Like, what am I actually doing? Some people will go into spending their credits in a way that, like, no, and spend them how you see fit. It's not up to me to dictate to you what you do with them. It's just a case of giving you scenarios of, if I was to save up a year, or if I was to do this process of grabbing 1 level 4 revive per week, or doing this or that, by the end of 12-month cycle of spending nearly, what is it, like $120 or whatever it is, that I would get this. And that is the main thing that I want to give, and I wanted to give scenarios to anybody that's looking to buy it. You spend a lot of money on this game, people that spend, and you want to know that you're getting value. Not just about the units that you pick up from it, not just about the perks that you get from it, not just about the weekly bundles that you get and what you get over the course of the year. You want to know that you're getting value for money, and there is definite value for money in the Sigil. And this will draw a chapter to a close with this particular type of video. I need to work on speaking, or I need to drink more water to kind of like make sure that my mouth is kind of like nah, rather than claggy. Anyway, that has been it for the video, and I will see you all in the next one. What are your thoughts on the Summoner Sigil? Will you be getting the new one when it comes in on the 27th of January? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very much soon. Bye.